April 24th, 1929. Eddie Gardner, the lone African-American in the Bunion Derby, entered Missouri with a clear understanding of what was ahead, day after day of intimidation and death threats. But he was determined to race in spite of the dangers. Whites might kill him, beat him, or threaten him, but they could not change the fact that on this day he was running as the leader of the greatest foot race of his age and challenging deeply held preconceptions of black men as he went, and giving hope to millions of his fellow African Americans who saw him race or who read about his exploits in the black press. In the birth year of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Eddie had returned to the South with an American flag in his chest, a man willing to die for his cause. On race day, the stock market had reached stratospheric levels as money poured into Wall Street to purchase stocks. In just 7 months, this optimism would turn to despair as the infamous stock market crash started America on its spiral into the Great Depression. Los Angeles, June 16, 1929. The Bunioneers had reached the end of the long transcontinental rainbow in Los Angeles as they rested for the night in Huntington Park. They had been chasing piles of pot of gold for the last 77 days. All that remained was the 78th and last stage race, the 26.2-mile marathon finale at Wrigley Park, 131 laps about an outdoor track. At about 7:40 p.m., the men received a starting command and began the 4-mile run to Wrigley Park. At that moment, the clarity of events ended, and a shroud of bitterness descended upon the 1929 Bunion Derby that remains to this day. Men and women are flocking to ultramarathon racing in ever-increasing numbers as they search for an alternative to the often overcrowded and overpriced marathon races of today. Those who attempt the longer distances have found a quieter world of running, a throwback to the early days of the running boom of the 1980s, when a few hundred runners would gather for a marathon race. Here, beyond the 26.2-mile marathon distance, they are discovering what the Bunioneers of 1929 already knew, that human achievement is limited only by the size of your dreams.